There is a legend about a black serpent that will come from the sea and devour everything. That's what the tsunami felt like. The dirty black water came suddenly, destroying everything and carrying it all back out to the sea. I saw buildings collapse right in front of me. There were so many dead people in the streets. I thought everyone had been killed. I thought I was the only one left. I thought it was the end of the world.
Every year, natural and man-made disasters impact millions of people in dozens of countries around the world.
When we had to leave the house, we were afraid and panicked. To have to leave your house in the middle of the night, it was very, very dangerous. We were just so confused and scared.
Floods, earthquakes, tropical storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, landslides, and conflict, instantly changing people's lives, leaving them lost and vulnerable.
The ground was wet. It was ruined. Our crops were ruined. Our furniture and appliances were all ruined. The only thing we had left was some clothing. It was very difficult for us at first. We had to move into the school and we were living in a classroom with other families. It is so very crowded there.
I arrived at the school with just my newborn baby and a few possessions I could carry with me. We had to share a classroom with 5 other people, and the conditions were terrible. I could not keep the mosquitoes off my baby. This is no place for a baby.
Our home was destroyed. We had nothing left. We tried to see if anything was left, but almost everything was gone. I was able to save my sewing machine.
We had no tent and no shelter. Just a few blankets to sleep on and some garbage bags for shelter. We were all getting eaten by the mosquitoes, and I was worried the children would get sick. We had a farm with animals and healthy crops. Because of the flood, everything is lost. Because of the flood, we have nothing.
In the aftermath of destruction, chaos, and loss, rapid response teams arrived to provide the most important gift these families will ever receive: the ShelterBox.
Very soon, they started to bring the tents. When I saw them, I couldn't believe my eyes. And I said, "This is an awesome help for us."
Packed with items to help a family get back on their feet, every ShelterBox contains the supplies a family will need to be safe and secure. A platform from which they can begin to rebuild their shattered lives.
When it rained, there was no shelter. We would not be able to sleep at all when it rained. When we got into our tent, we stayed dry and were able to sleep very well.
If it wasn't for the ShelterBox, the heat alone could have killed us. The ShelterBox has saved our lives. It was the first indication that things were going to work out okay.
Our family now has privacy, and we do not have a problem with the mosquitoes anymore. I no longer have to worry that the children will become sick.
ShelterBox is so much more than a tent in a box. Every ShelterBox is custom equipped for each disaster to provide all the right tools needed by the family that receives it.
This is water purification equipment.
Depending on the situation and environment, a ShelterBox may contain a cook stove, water purification system, various tools, blankets, insulated sheets, and even coloring books and crayons. Everything a family needs for shelter, warmth, and dignity.
Items in the tent were very, very useful. We had items to cook with, utensils and blankets. We lost everything we had, but now we have everything we need.
To a family who has lost everything, the most important thing that comes in a ShelterBox is hope.
Now that we are in the tent, we feel safe and everything is clean and comfortable. At first, all we could think about was, how are we going to survive? After the ShelterBox came, we don't have to worry about surviving. Now we can start putting our lives back together again.
This tent is special. We are so happy now that we have the tent for our family to stay in. This is the best gift I have ever been given. I am so thankful. I want to cry.
Thanks to the generosity of extraordinary people, ShelterBox has brought hope to the world's most vulnerable people, saving thousands of lives. This coming year, millions more all around the world will need our support.
Please don't go away. We are so thankful for the people who brought us our tent, but there are more people who need them.
Help ShelterBox help them. One box at a time.